guys!
Hello.
Here they are, the directors of Balancing Monkey Games. Thank you for joining me. How are you both today? We haven't really spoken, which is unusual,
Yeah.
I think.
Not too bad. Yeah, I've been I left my phone in the office last night.
Oh, that sounds like a treat, if you ask me.
Just not even think about work or emails or social
Oh.
media all evening. Like,
Yeah. Goodbye, phone. Anna, since we've
Yeah.
not actually had you on yet, let's just real quick fire, like, go through who you are as a person. Can you just, if you can condense that into 30 seconds for me, that would be great, thank you. But, so you're obviously our managing director, you work alongside Sam.
Yep.
You're both fantastic, and
Thanks.
you both form such an important foundation of our studio, and so you've only been, I say only, but it's been a year, wow, and what a year, that since you left your job as a, I want to say medical receptionist, and joined...
Close. I managed the medical centre.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was in charge of
That's
we had
right.
5,500 patients and 5 partner doctors plus locums and 4 nurses and 4 receptionists and 2 cleaners and a pandemic. So that was quite nice.
You're responsible for the pandemic? I need to have words with you. Wow, yeah, what a job. Sorry for thinking you're a receptionist. I think because you've talked about managing receptionists a fair bit, my brain was just like, these two things are the same. But obviously...
For the last couple of years, I had a desk behind reception. So I was kind of there, and I did spend some time on reception, and I really loved interacting with the patients and stuff like that. But no, I was there to keep everything running. So.
Yeah, like you do with us, I reckon.
Hopefully.
So, generally, how are you finding the games industry after this last year?
It's actually a really nice industry to be in. It's, well, for one thing, it's not life and death compared to medicine. And it's really neat being in a creative industry where people are coming up with the most amazing imaginative things. And, you know, Sam talked about in the keynote speech that he gave at the last conference, he talked about how we build with infinite thought stuff. And it blows my mind that we can come up with an idea and then make it. That's just crazy to me. There's no barriers, I mean, apart from what will sell, which is a bit of a barrier. It's a bit hard to make money in the industry as a designer and stuff, but it's a really neat, and I think perhaps because a lot of the people in the industry are creative people, often they're really supportive and really friendly and welcoming and accepting. So I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad you've had that experience, because I think that, like, generally to be someone entering the industry when you're not in your 20s and also a parent, it just seems to not be a thing. So the fact that you've had like a good experience is wonderful.
Probably it's been easier because I've come on board as Sam's wife and as a company director. So when we set up the company, I was made a shareholder and an equal partner with Sam. So I haven't had to like earn my way in or work my way in, which a lot of people have. And so I haven't had those same barriers in the way. So I guess I'm recognizing my privilege in that extent, in that respect.
True that. Yeah, absolutely. You do kind of have to, that's what I did. I was just like, you're not going to get rid of me that easily. And just like kept clawing my way in and being extraordinarily stubborn until Sam saw my tweet being like, I'm looking for work. And but that said, Sam, you got a recommendation from lovely Saf, who wrote the story game, saying that I'm very cool, and you're like, hell yeah. So even in that, sometimes it's very much a case of like, it's not what you know but who you know, which is so frustrating. But you know, it is what it is. So Bowie's asking, what's the difference between a producer and a managing director? That's a good question.
Well, we hired a producer because I suck at production. Um, which
It's
is
hard.
a laugh over the desk over there.
Yeah.
So producer is the person who is in charge of the day-to-day details of running this project, the project management really, making sure that we're all on task, that our meetings are tracked and stay on time, and we know what our plan is for every moment of the process, and making sure that everybody's informed and so on. Managing director, I mean, I kind of adopted the title because I'm a director who manages. I don't know if I'm what other people might describe or define as a managing director. My role is making sure that I keep the business side of things always in mind. I pay the bills, I pay the wages. I also do the HR side of stuff, so I'm heavily involved in the hiring decisions. I'm the one who's making sure that everybody's contracts are correct and you know, line up with the government guidelines and all that kind of stuff. I'm also the one that looks after the people. So I'm the one that has, and often producers will do this. They'll have like one-on-one meetings and check in with people how everything's going. But I do that in our company. It's one of the parts of the job that I really enjoy.
Yes, you're very good at it too. For the record, chat, Anna has been a huge help with this bloody lockdown here in Auckland. I think it was like a month ago now where I was like, stiff upper lip, everything will be okay. And you were just like, how you doing, Em? And I was like, insert an hour-long scream here. So yes, you're very good at just the Midas touch, I reckon. Like, you're so good at everything you set your mind to. I love that for us. It's okay. I feel like I'm just telling the truth, eh?
But yeah, I feel like I'm the mum, you know, that just sort of keeps the stuff going in the background and makes sure everybody's happy and well looked after.
Yeah, and you totally give us stern words when needed. Like when we're in meetings and we're waffling and you're just like, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, Sarah does some of that as well, but I'm meaner.
True, yes. It's just, you've got to play good cop, bad cop, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, man. Sam, what's it like, as someone that, like, worked alone and, like kind of ran the business by yourself for a while, what was it like having someone that you obviously love and trust so much come on board and start helping you run the company? Ooh.
It was awesome. I mean, apart from anything else, Anna's willing to do some of the bits that I just hated. So, you know, the stuff gets entered into the accounting software and the wages are paid on time and all that sort of thing. And, you know, like checking, actually doing the work of checking that people are happy and what can we do to help everyone else work to their best and that sort of thing is excellent. It's been a little bit of a transition learning how to not let work take over our lives.
Oh man.
And I mean, to some degree it has, because we're managing directors of, you know, we're directors of a company. So, you know, that does, and a company, as I said to Sarah the other day, a company with international contractors. So, you know, some of our evenings aren't necessarily taken up with work, with talking to people outside of our time zone and things. But
absolutely, yeah.
Someone gave me the best description of my job recently.
Mm.
And I said, you know, I was the managing director of Balancing Monkey Games, and she said, oh, so you're the one that balances all the monkeys.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Accurate.
We're all off going and getting into trouble, and she's trying to balance us all.
Tag yourself, I'm the howler monkey at the top of the canopy just screaming. I'm just gonna check chat really quickly. Deadmate is saying he's finding that in the science world it's definitely who you know, not what you know as well, which is a bit scary considering that it's bloody science.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's true in any industry, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, apart from anything else, hiring someone is so hard to get right. It's so random.
And risky.
That if you got someone that someone says this person's good, then you're far more likely to hire them, just because then you actually have reason to believe they might actually be good at what they do, you want them to do.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem when you're hiring someone who's incompetent because they like nepotism. But if it's just taking the risk out of a hiring decision, then I think that seems not unreasonable. It also doesn't help for people getting into the industry.
Yeah, and you end up with these really undiverse, really homogenous cultures because everybody's recommending people who are like themselves. And yeah, that's something that we're really against, but it does mean that it's a bit harder, makes it a more difficult decision for us.
Absolutely.
We have to take so much into account.
Yeah, wow. What a challenge. I'm glad y'all are doing it and not me.
I think we've done an amazing job so far because I'm so happy with people on this team. You're amazing, Emily. I'm just going to say you're an absolute legend and you do so much more than your job description says. I don't know if people here realise how much you do, but just about everything that's gone into this game, you've had a hand in.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry on Twitch.
Isaac's a legend, and Sarah has just come up to speed so fast. Our minds are blown. So it's been great.
Absolutely crushing it. Yeah, for sure. No, I love doing way more than what my job description says. I've always been that person who's just like, give me as much as you can. Then it's a problem of being like, oh no, I have too much. Help.
Yeah, and you have to do it perfectly, right? So.
Of course, yeah, that perfectionism life. I think the industry also breeds that attitude because, like, when I was in uni, at least, I don't know if you guys have had the same experience, but, like, when I was in game dev uni, and I'm not going to say their name because it was not a great uni, but it was like, if you don't give your best 100% of the time, what are you doing here? There will always be someone that will be doing that, and they're going to get the job or whatever opportunity it is over you. So yeah, there's definitely a little, like, a cheeky little brew pot of that. I would call it toxicity, actually, kind of in there.
Yeah, there's kind of there's a balance to be found. Like, you know, we are where we are because Sam here worked his butt off.
Thanks, Sam.
And also learned a whole lot of stuff and put it into practice, took advice. You know, the Gabriel Del Santos pro indie dev videos and stuff. And he took all the advice that he can and he worked really hard. And we have made a success. But at the same time, it's also about where you fit and, you know, finding something that suits who you are. And if you're just grinding your butt off at something that's not the right fit for you, then that's going to be really detrimental to your mental health.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it's about finding a balance. And, you know, for some people, working really, really hard and starting their own business and that kind of thing, you know, that's their cup of tea, that's their life and breath and stuff. And for other people, they might just prefer to work either freelance or just work for someone, and, you know, where those decisions are made for them, and there's no shame in that either. We're all different people.
Oh yeah.
With different capacities, and we just work to those and make the best life we can.
Absolutely, you do what you do. Everyone, see, this is the wisdom we get every day at work. We love this for us. So good. Let me just check chat really quickly. Sophia says, CVs are really bad at telling you what a person is like as a person. Very true. Yeah. That's why cover letters are so important, I reckon. But then again, you can only garner so much from a piece of paper. Before we go to what we've been up to this past fortnight in the studio in terms of work on before we leave, Retna has a quick, what will make a quick question. We're starting Bouncing Monkey Games your cup of tea, Sam?
I don't know. I mean, I'd worked for 19 years at that point for 4 people, 4 companies, just doing what I was told. So it was a big unknown. It was a big risk, but appears to have worked out.
I know, you've done a great job.
I mean, there's elements of it that I don't love. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a businessman particularly. Um, so I'm doing something I love. Right? We're doing something that we love, um, which is awesome. It's not all sunshine and roses 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And the creative journey sucks sometimes.
Oh, the roller coaster, the emotional roller coaster that this guy went through when he was just working on his own.
Yeah.
And there were days when it's like, this is working and it's just the best and I'm getting to do what I love and it's fantastic. And then there were other days it's like, why? Even alive.
Oh, you're so right.
Why am I doing this to myself?
Why don't I just quit and go back and get paid for grunt work?
Oh, amen, right? Oh,
yeah.
I love grunt work. It's so good. I'm just like,
you guys haven't seen that yet because you all came on board when it was already a, close to finished thing. So.
Oh, we've got that to look forward to with the next game.
Hopefully not.
Oh man. Retna says, also that's normal? Yes, it absolutely is. Like, with my own personal projects, there would be days where I'm just like, this sucks so much, I hate this. But, it's just part and parcel of the process. And it's also, like, okay to step away and have breaks for extended periods of time. It's okay to, like, even decide that, oh, actually, this is not good for me, or this isn't the path that I want to be on with this project. I'm going to stop and reconsider. Isaac was indeed on the stream before Bowie. He has also done heaps of cool stuff as well. All right. We only have we only have like 10 minutes for our cheeky little news update before we start our hiring AMA. So what have you all been up to this past fortnight? We've done a fair bit, I reckon, but...
Well, so we started using a new planning software, Hacking Plan, which has been amazing. We've been using Trello, which was fine for one person, but for a project with several people on it, starts to groan a bit. Hacking Plan it's similar in some ways, but it's got more stuff to it, and you can track how long you're spending on tasks and things. So that's going to be really nice to start getting a bit more data on how long things take, help us to estimate how long things are going to take to do better and stuff. So that's cool. And we've just started trialing a 4-day working week. Which is pretty interesting. So that's working 4 8-hour days rather than 5, but trying to work more sort of focusedly during those 4 days, because of course you've got an extra day off to chill out afterwards.
Abby was asking way earlier in the stream about the buildings. Because we went to the community, I think it was like Friday last week, and we asked for suggestions on what buildings we should be putting in the game. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at adding some purely decorative buildings, which was the thing that we were asking the Discord community about. So maybe some statues, maybe some like gardens and things, possibly like a decorative pier that you can have sticking out into the ocean. That kind of thing. So maybe they'll be unlocked when you do certain things, or maybe they'll just be cheap things you can build anytime you like, just to give your town some more character, some more personality. We're also working on a new concept of some hub buildings. So they're kind of like a building whose only purpose is to give surrounding buildings a bonus, like adjacency bonuses kind of thing. So one that changes how storage works, and one that gives you bonuses to happiness for peeps that live nearby, and some other features such as the wasteland feature that is the current title of the update. That's going to have some buildings involved in it. So we've got 3D models in for some of those buildings, which are looking beautiful. And some more coming in the next week or two. And so we've started sort of started actual production work on the update. I've been working on it in non-prototype ways for the last week or two, couple of weeks.
Killing it. So good.
So that's starting to come together. Don't know when it'll be finished yet.
And we've been doing a bunch of secret stuff as well that we can't talk about, but it's been eating into our time a lot. So stay tuned for more on that, folks. That's also a little ways away as well. So
probably got a really big announcement in less than a month.
Oh yeah.
Can't tell you when, but
Very exciting.
Very exciting. But that should be announced with. I think it's less than a month before it's announced.
Oh gosh. Wow, this year's been so big. Gosh, we've gotten a lot done. We've from off the top of my dome, in January we came back from our holidays and hit the ground running. I know I was frantically setting up our Steam page. In February we announced our Steam launch. March we announced the Steam release date and launched this Twitch channel. April we announced our Team 17 partnership. May we went live on Steam and released the scenario update. Oh, we also did an update in February, and then we have also done three conferences technically, or 2.5. One online, 2 in person, released another update, the Planet Editor, and now we still aren't done. We're still doing more stuff this year. This is the equivalent of when you're on holiday and you've bought a bunch of stuff at the shops on your holiday and you're like, how am I going to fit this into my suitcase? So you're just cramming everything you can into that suitcase. This is what we do with our years, I think. Yeah. We're just this bad boy can fit so many tasks in it. Oh, one thing actually I want to really quickly mention is this is a me job with the help of the studio, obviously, but I need to put together a survey for the community. So we can ask y'all a couple of questions that will influence what we do in the future. Someone just says Emily #1. Thank you, the spear. That's so nice. Wow. But yeah. So stay tuned for that survey, gang. I'll probably be asking y'all to fill that out because we need the sweet datas. Well, that brings us to the end of the news segment. Is there anything extra y'all want to mention?
Probably, but I've forgotten it.
Oh yeah, valid. We'll get off the stream and be like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Alright, I will hang up on you guys now, and I'll wrap up the stream. Thank you both so much for spending an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's gone very quickly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Alright. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.